What are their thoughts about you? Hi, beautiful soul. Thank you for joining me here on Mostly in the Moment for another Love Pick a Card reading. We're looking at their thoughts of you and what's happening soon. We also have Spirit's message for you and their message for you for what's happening soon. So we have 5 piles here. You may choose a pile based on the number, the image, the crystal, or the color that resonates with you. The timestamps are below. These are timeless readings. And keep in mind that these are general readings, so they're meant for many people. But I do have the intention for it resonating as best as it could for each viewer. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. And with that, I hope you enjoy the reading, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 1, the Diopside and the I'm Ready card. Looking at their thoughts of you and what's happening soon. Keep in mind this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. The intention is for it to resonate with each viewer. I've been hurt by love before. Alright, so this is someone who is ready to get back into a relationship. And they've been either hurt by you before or been hurt in their recent past, in their most recent past love relationship. And so, although they are ready to be in this connection, and they're probably, because with this green and this 0 point energy, and I'm ready, I feel like they're putting on a face for you that like, hey, I'm ready for this connection to restart or begin again, or I'm actually ready to date again or have a serious relationship. Like, I'm ready for it. They might be putting on a brave face and like being all happy and positive, but deep down they are thinking about, am I actually ready? Because I've been hurt last time, or I've been hurt by this person, and like, I want to be ready and I feel ready and I hope I am ready, but I'm not like 100% sure. But I'm not seeing anything like this isn't unhealthy or anything, because I am getting like, it's just like a little bit of fear and doubt that comes with starting anything new, especially something this big, like a relationship. Page of Swords, yeah, in reverse. So I have a feeling they're not telling you this, and it's because why upset you or get you worried about something that's not worth getting worried about. This is absolutely something they can handle on their own. They're not meant to tell you. They're not meant to. It's not something serious. It's not something that's going to affect the connection. It's just the regular nervousness, butterflies in the stomach, just a little bit of fear and doubt that comes up with anything that's on the scale, starting anything on the scale, especially when it comes to love. So I do feel like they are genuinely ready. They are really excited. It's just anyone that's been really badly hurt in a relationship before, like before you start a new relationship or before you give that person a chance again, there's a little bit of apprehension and a little bit like either that this is the best decision I'm ever going to make or the stupidest, but I have to take the risk. I have to take the leap of faith. Like, I want this person's worth taking a chance for getting hurt again. Okay, so what's happening soon for you? New life. Okay, so especially with the 0 point energy, the pile 1, this new life card, I do feel like this is a new start for you too, because I feel like it's like this connection, this relationship or whatever is happening between the two of you represents a new start for your life, not just for the relationship. So I feel like both of you are going into this with for example, moving into a new location, starting a new job, or starting this new lifestyle, coming in as a new version of yourself, whatever it is. I feel like this connection, this new relationship between the two of you represents more than just the relationship starting. It's like a new version of you starting as well. Okay, so what's happening soon? King of Swords, yeah, in reverse. And the Page of Swords came out in reverse. The King of Swords also came out in reverse. So I feel like this is something that you might want to talk about with each other, but it's not exactly time yet. So I feel like this is a very, very new thing. So this is someone just coming in, just coming back, just starting. Whether this is a new relationship just starting or a new kind of chapter of your lives starting, I feel like both of you are kind of withholding what this new start with each other actually represents for yourself. So I do feel like this is a new start for a chapter in your own life as well. So whether it's one of those things like, you're either, you're starting a new job, or you're thinking about starting a new job, or you're thinking about moving, or you just moved to that new place and you don't really want to tell them right away that, like, you just started this new project, or you just started making new friends in the new location you're at, or you're finally at this place where you're more steady in your health, or more steady in your finances, or you're more steady with some sort of habit or addiction that you just got over. Like, there's something that, like, you're kind of withholding from this person, and I would say they're kind of withholding something from you too, that's like along the same lines, where you're not just starting this relationship brand new, you're starting something else in your life brand new, whether it's something small or big. And that is something that you two should talk about, but I feel like when it's appropriate, you two will know when to bring that up. And it's not a bad thing, because I feel like both of you are willing to start a new chapter with each other, because you're willing to start, like, it will help you ground in this new version of yourself, or this new version of your life that you haven't told your partner about just yet. And that's totally fine. Like, we're all allowed our own secrets. We're not meant to tell everyone everything about us, right? You think you would want to tell your partner more, but I feel like because this is so brand new, if you're worried about, are they not saying something? Well, think about something that you're not telling them, and that's on par to what they're not telling you. So it's something that's like, maybe you want to tell your partner, but maybe not right at the beginning, just because you're grounding in this new version of yourself, and you're totally okay, have the green light from spirit that, like, that's totally fine. You don't need to beat yourself up for it. And the only reason you would is because you're just such a kind, open, honest soul that you're probably used to saying all the things that you need to say, that you think your partner should know right at the beginning of things, when maybe you should not do that every single time. You should just focus on spirit saying, just grounding in this new chapter, this new version of yourself, this new connection. And in due time, you both will tell each other, this other new thing that you're starting as at the same time as this connection. It's not a big deal. It's not a game changer. It's not gonna, it's a game changer for yourself, but not something that will affect the connection negatively. And they're not gonna be mad at you for it. You're not gonna be mad at them for it. It's just something that that you kind of want to feel comfortable in before expressing this to your partner. And it's not something that, like, they need to know. It's not information that, like, they absolutely need to know, or they would break up with you if, like, had they known. It's not that kind of information, right? Okay, so what is Spirit's message for you? Feed your joy. Yeah, right now, I feel like a lot of people who are very open and honest and kind worry about all the little details at the beginning of the connection, and Spirit is like, no, like, throw caution to the wind and just let yourself have fun. Let yourself enjoy these moments with your person when things are starting. Enjoy that you finally got to this place. You've been successful. You're at where you want to be. You get to now start this new life with your person, and in your personal goals as well. just enjoy it. Don't worry. Don't sweat the small things. Like, everything will happen in due time. I do feel like there's an urgency here, maybe from your side or their side, where it's like, oh, you kind of want to make this a serious thing as soon as possible, or you want to kind of get like settled in as soon as possible. But this just started. Like, that you don't need to like have all the furniture in the perfect spot, or like give this like connection time to breathe. You don't need to like beeline it for everything to be settled and perfect in the connection right now. I feel like with this pile, you might have the tendency to be a little bit controlling or perfectionist, or you just kind of want everything to be neat and tied with a perfect bow kind of thing. And it's just like, Spirit's like, no, like, let the messiness, the chaos of it, and like the mystery of it, like, I'm gonna like tantalize you, like give you something a little bit to fantasize about, and make you a little excited and about not knowing everything. And yeah, that's kind of energy I'm getting from Spirit, and a message that they would want you to know about what's happening soon. I want harmony between us. Yeah, so they're also kind of wanting to tell you like everything about their life as well. And they want they want to rip off the band-aid, because like they have been hurt before, right? And you might have been also. And so you kind of want to get over the parts, like get through the parts that might be uncomfortable for the other person to hear or to know. Like, that one talk about exes, or like, that situation that happened in your past, maybe something about your family, your upbringing, some unusual thing about your life that, scares people away sometimes, it's something like that. They're as eager to tell you as you are to tell them. But I think both of you are at this place where you trust each other. I do see like a lot of trust and security in knowing that this is in fact a new life, and it's not just going to come crumbling down 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months later. Like, this is something that is stable, and to just nurture it and let it unfold naturally instead of kind of rushing. I feel like this is like sense of like, I have to let them know that I'm a good catch, that this is going to be a good life together, and then forgetting about just having fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to get through the dating phase too fast, or starting this new chapter of your life too fast, and instead of enjoying it. I'm getting that both of you learn to like kind of enjoy these times and not like rush it, All right, so pile 1, I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, I really appreciate a like or comment. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 2, the Sodalite and They Are Waiting for You card. We're looking at their thoughts of you and what's happening soon. Just keep in mind it's a general reading, and it's meant for a lot of people, but I do have the intention of it resonating with each person that watches. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Okay, I've been astral projecting to you. Okay, so I do feel like they've been kind of sneaking around, peeking, trying to figure out information about you, and kind of see what you're up to, check out your social medias, feel out what you've been thinking and feeling recently, especially when it comes to them. So I got Justice card. Okay, and I'm getting that they're like, it's not creepy, it's not weird, because it's fair, because something about you've done it to them before or something. So I'm getting this energy of they've been doing their homework. They've been kind of snooping around, trying to get information from people that you both might know, mutual friends or something. Social media, of course, maybe even tarot card reading, psychics, and even intentionally trying to visit you in dreams if they know how to do that. But yeah, they're like, oh yeah, it's not weird or creepy, because I know you've done the same with me. Like, you might have checked in on them with their energy using tarot cards, or checking with sign synchronicities, asking your guides about them, asking their higher self about you. But I'm getting it's all in good fun. It's nothing creepy. It's all just kind of like, I feel like they know. Like they know that you must check in with their energies, like in the physical or like in the spiritual. Somehow they know. And they're interested. They're interested in what you've been up to and what you might say next, what you might do next. They're interested at this time. So I do feel like this might be a little to no communication situation, or someone you've been taking a little bit of space from. Okay, so what's happening soon? Peace in reverse. So I getting there's like a disruption in the force field or something. There's a disruption in the energies. So this person might be someone you might have not thought about for a long time, or they haven't really kind of reached out to you, or you two haven't really connected for a long time. And I feel like it's been kind of peaceful otherwise. Maybe it's been a long time, or maybe you finally have your peace with it. They finally got their peace with it. Maybe they moved on, you moved on, or just you've just come to an understanding where this connection is for you. But I feel like there's a little bit of a disruption. Something has changed. I'm getting divine intervention. Something has shaken up the energies around you and the energies around them. And there's kind of a connection between the two of you now. There's been a kind of a link, a spiritual link that's been formed. And that's why they've been kind of connecting to you more physically or energetically and spiritually. Or they might have popped up for you. I'm getting you haven't. You might have not gotten any signs really from them at all, besides like if you looked up their energy through tarot readings. But I'm getting you haven't really gotten anything physically or spiritually, energetically, sign synchronicities really from them recently, at least, or for a very long time. I'm getting. Yeah, but there's been a disruption. Wow. So Knight of Swords, yeah. So expect some sort of communication. Either physically, through a text message, a phone call, or just someone like, maybe on a social media site just messaging you. Or a very strong synchronicity or sign that they're thinking of you, and that they're around or something. Maybe they're around, or they're thinking of visiting, or they're thinking about you. They're thinking about where you are, what you're doing, what's up in your life right now. They're curious. They're very curious, and I feel like that's intentional. Like spirit intentionally kind of reminded them about you recently, and there's a reason behind it, but I'm not sure what it is. Let's see what spirit's message for you is. Don't you dare dim your light. Okay, so I feel like this is kind of a test to see if you will revert back to who you were back then when you two kind of separated. So, you know how they say, like, for example, if you have like a best friend from your childhood, if you like meet up with them later in life, when you hang out with them, you probably might act a little bit like how you were back then when you were a child or a young adult or something. And it's the same with exes, or people that you have relationships with or crushes on. If they appear out of nowhere, you might act like how you were when you were back then. How immature or how young you were, how your behaviors and mannerisms from back then might reappear, because this person is such a strong connection to that part of you. So when this person comes through, whether it's energetically, through sign synchronicities, spiritually, or actually physically messaging you, it's a test from your higher self, from spirit, to see, like, have you, like, can you stay the person you are now? Like however much you've grown as a person, however much you've learned, grown, and upgraded yourself, leveled up yourself with, can you manage to stay as that version of yourself around this person, or will you, go back to your ways or how you were back then? It's a really hard kind of cycle to kind of break, you know? Interesting. Okay, so what would they have to say to you about what's happening soon? The intensity of this connection allures and frightens me. So this is like the perpetual runner. Like, this is someone who most likely will continue running from this connection for the rest of their life. I'm not going to say everyone, like maybe very, very small percentage of you, like 1 or 2% of you may end up with this person if they just eventually stop running and you've done enough of your healing work. But for most people, it's kind of like, you got to take it at face value. Maybe this person came into your life specifically to help you grow and evolve and make you a stronger, better person. And they're going to continue to be that test in your life, right? Until you can beat that test. And, some people get familiar and comfortable with a specific person, especially if it's romantic and love is involved, or just someone you feel very, very attached to. You get kind of comfortable them being the runner, them coming in to test you and to help you grow. And unknowingly, we kind of designate that role for us in our lives, to just continuously be that person that will always test us to see if we can continue being this new, evolved, better version of ourselves. And so we get comfortable with it, and so we kind of inadvertently tell ourselves that this is never going to be the person we end up with. This is always going to be the person who challenges us to become better. That's what I'm saying. That's a very, very small percentage of people, 1 or 2% at most, that actually end up with this person. And you'll know it because you can see both of yourselves growing. There hasn't been too many separations. You are in physical contact often, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but that, I'm not going to speak to the very, the few. I'm going to speak to the many, because for most people, this is the person that will be very excited by you and scared to death by you as well. And they will have that kind of swing on your emotion as well, feeling completely so in love and absolutely adore them, to like hating them, feeling so much pain and sadness caused by them, until you can even out. And once you can even out and you can sustain who you are, you beat this level, and many people don't in this lifetime. So don't beat yourself up if you don't, because I've been doing these readings for so long, for hundreds and even thousands of people. I've seen it, and it's a very difficult thing to do. So now that you've become aware of it, you can probably choose how you want to continue with this and continue with your love life. And that's the kind of readings I do. Things that actually help people, things that actually connect you to spirit, things that actually help you move forward in your love life in the best way possible, so you can have a life and not continue waiting. So they are waiting for you to make a choice with your life and do something with it. And maybe today, Pile 2, you're just someone who needed to hear that from a fellow, light worker, from someone who understands and has seen it in their own life, but in many of their friends' life and many of their clients' lives for many, many, many years. So take it with a lot of love and light and warmth and well wishes, that this message helps you get to where you want to be in love. All right, so pile 2. I hope you enjoyed the message, and if you did, I really appreciate a like or comment. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 3 with the Amazonite, and I sometimes wonder if you care card with the beautiful number 13, which is the divine feminine number. Let's look at their thoughts of you and then what's happening soon. Keep in mind it's a general reading, so it's meant for a lot of people. Take what resonates, leave the rest. The intention of this reading is to resonate with each person as best as it can. Okay, I've been more focused on money because I'm trying to build for myself. So I'm getting that they're kind of using that as an excuse. You know how sometimes when we want a relationship with someone, but we're too nervous that we're not ready for it, like maybe it's moving into a more serious direction, and then you kind of freak out. It's like, oh well, there's a lot of things I want to do before I settle down, or I want to be in a better place. Like they're really just going to take me as I am. I want to be a better person. I want to do more things or be on the road to do more things before I like settle down here. You kind of have like a little freak out moment, right? Not everyone does, but some people who feel a little bit more trapped, or like kind of come to the realization that maybe one chapter of their life is ending and another is beginning, and they need to take on more responsibilities, be more mature, start to freak out a little bit. They have like a lot of realizations happening, and then they feel like they have 1,000,001 things to do before they settle down, and they'll use all sorts of excuse to rationalize why they're putting this off, why they're taking their time to move forward in this connection. And they might even kind of flip the switch, flip the transcript, and put it on you. It's like, oh yeah, like I wonder if you care about this connection, because I'm here like trying to get money and trying to find a better job and like to improve myself, improve my health, because I want this connection to be serious, or I want us to move into a positive direction. I'm working on like our goals, our family, our home. I'm doing all this stuff so we can be in a serious relationship. But then they're not actually willing to commit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they are kind of, they might be like, what they're working on, like money or finances, career, maybe their health, or family relationships or something, like they might be actually working on something legit and important, but they're also kind of hiding behind it as an excuse not to move this connection forward. And that's why I get with like, sometimes I wonder if you even care. Like I'm like, is that you saying that or them saying it? And I got like, it is your energy, because they're like, you're like, wait, do you even want this? Like, then why are you coming up with 101 excuses? Like, why aren't you like more excited about this? Why aren't you talking to me more about this? Like, why aren't you like spending more time with me then if you want this? Because they're like saying that they want this, but then they're like, but I have to do this and that and the other thing too. And like, oh, I'm doing all these things to move into a more serious relationship or move this connection up. What are you doing? Do you even care? And then putting it on you. So be careful of this one. Pile 3. 3 of Pentacles, yeah, because they're not working with you. They're like, look what I'm doing, like all these things that I'm doing for the relationship, all these things I want to do, so like I feel comfortable getting married or moving in with you or having a kid or another kid or whatever the situation, and moving together with you, or calling this a more serious relationship, like whatever it is, like if they actually wanted that, they would be working with you to achieve these goals, not by themselves, to work on finances by themselves or career by themselves. Like they would involve you in the process, and they'd be working with you and be like, hey, like I'm really excited about the idea of getting married, like, or moving in together, or, becoming boyfriend, girlfriend, or, coming into a more serious commitment. The thing is, like, I have this goal, this personal goal of mine to kind of reach, this kind of salary before, moving in with someone or before getting married. Like, I believe I can reach it if in like a year and a half, if I work really hard. um, you know, like, was that okay with you? They'd make it like a conversation. You'd be like, yeah, I would definitely want to support your goals. Like, that's a reasonable ask. What do you need from me? It's like, oh, I really love, your love and support. There's gonna be some tough times in order to get this like promotion or something, but like I really strongly think that I can get it, and something. You'd work with a person, not just by yourself. So that's how you know. Okay. 3 Pentacles there in reverse. Okay, so what is happening soon? Exchanging gifts. Okay, and Queen of Cups. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting this kind of feeling of you both do really like each other, that the love is real, but I feel like this is like a show. Like a show that they care and they want this. But I'm getting from your side, it's like, for some of you, this is like a genuine show of, hey, I still want to be with you too. But for others of you, you're keeping up this facade. Like, you don't maybe even want this anymore because they've been kind of dragging you along. And you're coming to realize that you're maybe, prolonging the inevitable. Like, you're kind of holding on to this person who is never going to get there, or going to take an extremely long time to get there. And so I'm getting like both of you are going to have this event soon where it's kind of like, oh, look what I'm doing for the connection. Look what I'm doing for you in this relationship. And they're going to do something similar. But it's coming from like a place of like what you think the other person expects from you. And we're like just kind of natural upkeep, what you both feel like you need to do in order to kind of just maintain and manage the relationship right now as it is. But it's not actually moving the connection forward. It's kind of fake a little bit. And I don't mean that in a harsh way. I mean that in like both of you are not willing to see the truth here. That makes sense. Okay, so what is Spirit's message for you in this connection right now? Vibes never lie. Yeah. It's like, think back for a second and be like, okay, in the past like few months, not only have they shown me any like proof that they want to move this connection forward, whether it's conversations or actions or whatever, like, have they said to me like they want to move this connection forward? And then think back also for the last few months, have you wanted to move this connection forward at this point? Maybe you did a few months ago. Maybe you did 6 months ago, a year ago. But maybe in the past 3 months, something has changed. Maybe you don't want it as much as you did before. And that's something to kind of acknowledge. And I don't mean this in a relationship if you've been together for a very long time. Like, there's going to be natural ebbs and flows. That's not what I'm talking about. This is about a connection, about someone who is unwilling to commit. And the vibes have changed in the connection for real. And it's been like that for a little while, but both of you might have not noticed it as much because you both still like each other. You both are trying to still kind of make this work or hang on to each other, and not really, maybe you have confronted them, they confronted you, maybe you have seen the truth, but then you kind of go back to your comfort zone and get back together, or something, or go back into trusting this connection will work eventually. It's like, it's up to you. Spirit's kind of like, how much do you care about what kind of relationship you want to be in? Like, do you care enough to do something about it? Or do you want to just have this kind of like half-assed 50% effort on both parts relationship? It's up to you. It's like, who is Spirit to tell you what you should and shouldn't do? You have free will here. It's like when you start caring about having that kind of relationship where you're both giving more, like 90%, then you'll take the action and make those moves and make it happen. Sorry if you hear my stomach growling. I fast for these readings. Okay, so what would they want to tell you about what's going to be happening soon? What would they want to tell you? I can't believe a love like this exists, and it's too bad because I feel like they're not making moves. There is like 5 to 7% of you, I'm not going to say everyone, but like there's definitely 5 to 7% of you where this exchanging of gifts, this exchanging of, I'm getting like vows before the vows, like kind of like promises to each other, kind of opening up to each other. That's going to happen for a very, very small percentage of you, 5 to 7%. So I don't want to like get your hopes up because I feel like when I do these readings, like I always give like the best scenario possible because then you can manifest it. But I feel like for this reading, Spirit's kind of being like, no, some people need to hear the truth. So, like you can manifest a better relationship if you see the truth about this connection currently. And I'm getting this is someone that you are in a relationship with or have been dating or talking to for a while, and they're not willing to commit. And it's like, it's unbelievable because this is a really strong connection. I feel like they just didn't commit. And you have free will. You can wait forever if you like. Or you can be like, hey, I care about my time and my relationships better than that. And I'd rather spend my life with someone who gives more. Not everyone wants someone who can give them 90%. Some people want relationships where it's like, it's fine 50-50, Maybe you like to spend more time by yourself. Maybe you like to spend more time with your friends or on your work. That's fine. But, and in that case, I'm getting like, maybe this is the perfect connection. You two have your kind of moments where you come together and exchange moments of love and affection and care for each other. And then you go your separate ways and, live your own merry lives parallel to each other and not completely together. Maybe that's ideal for both of you, but if it's not, it's up to you. But there is something here. There is a strong connection here for sure between the two of you. And if they're unwilling to commit, that's going to be a hard lesson for both of you, isn't it? But it's one that once you kind of rip off the Band-Aid, you can get going with your life instead of just waiting around pulling that Band-Aid slowly. Righty? All right. So pile 3. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, I really appreciate a like or comment. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. And I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 4. The Black Tourmaline and the I'm Sorry card. We're looking at their thoughts of you and then what's happening soon. Keep in mind this is a general reading. It's meant for a lot of people. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And the intention is to resonate as best as possible with each viewer. Okay, so this whole twin flame stuff sometimes scares me. So I feel like they're talking about like spiritual concepts in general. So I don't know if you're a little bit more, you lean more towards like the heavier spiritual theories that maybe, not everyone will understand at first listen. So, things that like you might be kind of hesitant to tell some of your friends or family members or coworkers about that you believe. I feel like you might have explained some of those beliefs to your person. And they're apologizing because it's like, yeah, like, I don't get it. And sometimes it scares me. Sometimes, like, it scares me that you believe that about me. And, I don't know what to believe. Like, you show me some stuff that's, like, freaky deaky. And I don't know what you want me to say. Like, I'm not gonna, like, go into it as deep as you. But apparently, like, you're really deep into it, Ten of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like they find you to be like the perfect person that they would want to like settle down with and, do all the things with, like have a home, have a family, have a life together with, do all the fun things with, but they feel like they can't have that anymore. They're more physically minded for sure. This person is more physically minded. The way they perceive life, their beliefs and how they see reality, is more physically based. And so when you said this to them, or when you talk about these things with them, they tend to kind of like, they're not mean or harsh, or they might even agree with you, but they're kind of taking a step back while they do it. They're like, and then they're taking another step back, like, okay, sure, cool. And so they're like, they might be interested in it sometimes, they might be fascinated by it. Even like tarot card reading, or just like, other spiritual things, maybe ancient knowledge, or something about like conspiracies or whatever it is, like the food, the herbs, like natural remedies, like anything, like I feel like it could be not even just spiritual stuff. It could be whatever you're really into. Maybe you're really into diets, food that you put into your mouth. Maybe you're really into environmentalism. Maybe you're an activist. Maybe you have some strong beliefs in something, and your person's kind of like, I don't know if I can have that like vision of the physical life that I want with you. Like they don't want to say it. They don't want to offend you. They did at one point, maybe still do, wish and hope and see that ideal physical reality life with you, focusing on more of the physical aspects of life, and a spirituality being like 1/10 of it, like a really small part of it, but not in the way that you believe it. I feel like they don't see that life. Okay. So what is going to happen? Serendipity. Well, good luck is coming your way, pile 4, because what's happening soon is 2 of Wands. Something that you thought would never happen is happening. So I'm getting this kind of I'm sorry coming back, and with the number 4, like more stability coming into this connection. They're realizing that they can have this 10 of Pentacles life with you, which is everything that they absolutely wanted. They just didn't understand how your view, your perceptions, your beliefs would affect the future between the two of you, your futures together. And now they can see it. So I feel like for a while they couldn't see how like the way you lived and the way you are and the way you believe things would work for them. And now they're coming back with their, tail between their legs and being like, I'm sorry, like, I just kind of took you at face value. And I saw someone who maybe kind of out of their mind, maybe losing it a little bit, maybe have mental issues, or maybe might develop some in the process of developing some, or couldn't connect to physical reality. Like touch, get a sense of reality, to touch base, in that way. I feel like this person didn't take enough time to see how you apply your beliefs to everyday life. I'm getting kind of like you might not have so many conversations with this person. So when you do, it all kind of like comes out. You just kind of blurt it out, like all this spiritual stuff, or all this kind of like whatever you're interested in that seems very like niche, like maybe you have a very specific um, cause you're advocating for, or maybe you have a very specific interest that you're really obsessed with right now, something you're very passionate about. It could even be work or a business that you're just that kind of takes over your whole life right now. And you're just kind of like, oh, like I was just starting my business. So of course, like I was just kind of like, I was in a place where I was just thinking about it all day, every day. Even when I sleep, when I dream about that work or that business. Like when I wake up, that's all I think about and talk about because it's so important. And it was just, getting off the ground or something, or, maybe this is when you just first spiritually awaken. So, when you first spiritually awake or you first get into something that you're interested in, it's all you could talk about, and everyone's like, oh, stay away from that person. They can't stop talking about this diet or, this cause or this, issue, whatever. And so I feel like maybe you have been calm in those energies. Maybe you were just excited because when you met them, you were just starting out in this, whatever it was. But I feel like they didn't give you the time or the patience to see what you're really like, or how this connection would be enhanced by your interests or your passions, and how that actually makes you a better person and maybe even a better, partner in life, a better friend, a spouse, someone that can love and support them in the way that they need. Like, they didn't take the time to kind of see this other side of you, or see what you're like day to day or something like that, or see what you would be like once things kind of calm down for you. And it's kind of a shame because like there was a 10 of Pentacles energy. Like they saw immediately that there was like this beautiful future with you, and they immediately passed on it because they were kind of like, oh, who is this crazy person, right? And like, to be fair, like I feel like if the shoe were on the other foot, like you might have thought the same of them if they were kind of, presented themselves the way you did in the beginning, or talked about things the way you did in the first few conversations, or even up until recently, whatever. But lucky for you, the universe has given you a break, Pile 4, and allowing this person to kind of see what kind of quote unquote normal life you can live with them. Yeah. Okay, so what is Spirit's message for you? Believe in the impossible. Yeah, and see, this isn't something I'd say to many people in readings, because then it gets your hopes up or whatever. But all the piles in this specific reading were very like upfront and truthful. Like, it's the truth whether you want to hear it or not, kind of thing. Like Spirit's like, it's here's what you need to know, right? But for you, Pile 4, I do feel like you're having this huge change of luck out of nowhere, and it's unexpected. So Spirit is saying, like, when this person comes back, like, expect their tune to change. And I feel like yours has too, since the last time we talked, spoken to each other, whether that was like very recently or not for a very long time. I'm getting like, if they come back and they seem like they've changed their mind about you, like Spirit's like, you don't have to be so suspicious about that. Like, give it the benefit of the doubt that maybe they figured out something that they, about you and how you would be in a relationship, that they couldn't see before. They weren't allowed to see before. There might have been a reason. And it's on both ends. It's for you to believe in miracles, and that there is divine energy out there, because I feel like you might have lost hope, and I feel like a little bit of like feeling a little lost a little bit when it comes to who you are authentically. Not because I'm getting like you're a really strong person and knowing who you are, but like when someone with this kind of strong connection comes across your path and they kind of reject you, they basically a little bit, yeah, they kind of nicely, kindly, but they rejected you. You kind of start to second guess yourself because like, okay, like I know who I am, but like I know what I felt in that connection, right? So why didn't it work? So then you have that little bit of self-doubt. So when this person comes back, that little bit of self-doubt is lifted, but you also have this new faith in God or the universe or whatever you believe is a higher power. And they also have more faith in you. And I feel like have more faith in love and following their heart and like being aware when someone's being authentic in their energies and something about seeing more of the whole picture, the bigger picture in a person rather than just what they think they see or what they want to see or what they don't see. Yeah, they're getting a little bit of a believe in the impossible energy too, where they're like, wow, like I almost skipped out on someone who was exactly perfect for me just because I refused to see the whole truth or, put logic over reason or, something like decided not to listen to my heart or was scared what people would say about me or something like that. Like just, yeah. And now they can actually see like a future with you, like a physical future with you. And what would they want to say about what is happening soon? I miss our friendship. So there's like an aspect where they loved talking to you, right? They had some of the like interests that you had, but they were kind of ashamed of it, embarrassed by it, or didn't want to admit to others that they felt the same way or they had these interests. Maybe they didn't want people to look at them differently because they were interested in someone who was like who is very authentic to themselves as you are, who lived a very like life that is, marching to the beat of your own drum kind of thing. Or it's like just too different from what they know, and what they feel is what they were taught was right, but they very much miss talking to you. And I feel like this is how the connection is going to start. And so if you're a little bit doubting, like, oh, we're just talking like we used to, like, oh, they just want to talk to someone who gets them and lets them be their true authentic self because, they don't actually want to be with me. They just know that I'm someone that they can trust and tell them the truth and be a true friend to them. Like Spirit's like, give it a chance. Like, yeah, it might start with friendship and that might be a good thing. But there's something growing here. And I'm not going to give too much away because it's going to be exciting for you to unravel yourself by experiencing it. So, Pile 4, I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, I really appreciate a like or comment. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful Pile 5 with the Moonstone and the Light card. I kind of combined moon and light together. Moonlight might be significant to you for some reason. We're looking at their thoughts of you and what's happening soon. Keep in mind this is a general reading, so it's for many people. Take what resonates, leave the rest. The intention is to resonate best with each viewer. Okay, so what are their thoughts? You are the best thing that has ever happened to me. Okay. And so with the light card, I'm getting this is like an illumination with the number 5 here. Like this is something that just kind of struck them in their heart with the Moonstone emotions out of nowhere. And they just got this extreme illumination from their heart space. Something kind of broke open in them that made them realize, wow, Pile 5 is the best thing that has ever happened to me. What am I doing? what do I gotta do next? Like, what do I do now? You know, now that I have this information and this illumination and these strong feelings that just kind of jolted me awake in my heart space, you know, they're kind of like awake now. They can see it. They get it. The Emperor, wow. Okay, so we do see this energy that they're ready to commit to you in all the ways. They're ready to be your true partner in life. They're ready to kind of lead the way at this time. Okay. That was my phone that just fell off the table and took some cards with it. But I'm getting, it's like, this is not like an over the phone kind of thing. This is like an in-person, face-to-face, let's make a deal. Like, I want to say to you how I want to commit to you, how I want to lead this connection to where it can go, its potential. And I feel like they have this like kind of like fierce energy where they're so excited about all the possibilities. I feel like you opened more doors for them than they ever thought imagined could be possible for them in this lifetime. They're excited, they're motivated. They feel like you're the right person, but not only that, like they're leading the right life. Like they're doing more or have more planned, small goals and big goals with you and for themselves too, just personally, because of you, because of this connection. And it's like the ultimate compliment, because it's like not only can they see themselves having like the ultimate relationship with you, romantic love experience in this lifetime, which is like a feat on its own, right? But they also feel like they can do so many things in their own personal life and their own personal goals and dreams because of like the encouragement, love, and support that you give them. And that they're capable of achieving these things because of this very stable, very strong, very loving relationship. Wow. Like, what else can you, what would you want to hear from like a person? Wow. Okay, so what is going to be happening soon? Chaos and conflict. Okay, so I kind of expected that with the 5 here, but this is the number 33. So I'm getting this is a huge whirlwind of small changes that is going to be like very extreme, a lot of big changes happening in your life because of this lightning moment that happened for them. So I feel like be prepared for a lot of small changes to be happening, but there's so many small changes that it's kind of like it's like 100 small changes, or hundreds, so many, like I mean a few hundred small changes that it's overwhelming, and it happens like all around the same time. So just be forewarned that like, yeah, it's gonna come with a lot of changing things around, but it's all for very positive, good reasons. And there are changes that like last for a long time, so it might be uncomfortable with how many changes are happening at once, but it's kind of like once the dust settles, like you will be able to kind of have this really like stable, secure, and fortified serious long-term commitment with this person and awesome life setup for yourselves. But it's a lot of changes. There's like some of you that will like thrive and enjoy that kind of chaos and decision making and small changes. But some of you might get exhausted or tired of it, or it might be just for a small percentage of you just too overwhelming that's actually unpleasant, even though you know it's a good thing. But yeah, for the majority of you, it's like it's gonna be fun for the most part. Until it gets exhausting. For some of you, you thrive in that energy. Like you're like this. I'm so ready for it. Okay, 3 of Swords. Yeah, okay, so the 333 here. It is a lot of change that happens pretty quickly, but it is so positive and so perfect that both of you are willing to rip yourself away from your current life and reality and the thing and like life as you know it, for this new reality and this new life and this new connection. And for some of you, it's a little jarring. It's hard because I think it might involve like moving away from people that you love and know or that you're familiar with. Maybe ending a job that you really liked. Moving somewhere that's difficult to live because of, the nature of that location. Maybe it's starting something up together, a new home, a new business, a family, and it's just a lot at once. It is difficult, but I'm getting with the 3 threes here. Like it's what you're born for. It's what they were born for too. This, like, it feels like it. Like both of you feel like you're born for this. The other side of 3 of Swords that I typically use for the 3 of Swords heartbreak card, when it's paired with other positive cards, is the number 3 and the Swords, which is expression, self-expression. So I do feel like this kind of like explosion of who you really are, the life you're meant to lead, the kind of person you've always wanted to be in a relationship, the role that you've always wanted to have in life and in a romantic relationship, explodes onto the scene like bloody murder. I don't know why that specific term just came into my mind, bloody murder, because I think it's like this heart exploding. I literally feel like you're overwhelmed with joy as well. As much as like there's a lot of change happening and a lot of like, maybe sad things about leaving some stuff in your old life behind, because I really do feel like this is kind of like a brand new chapter starting in your life that is like completely different from anything you've previously experienced. That it's a little bit uncomfortable and sad sometimes, bittersweet, but what I'm getting an image of is just kind of like crying from just like finally being able to use your voice and live authentically to who you are in every area of your life. This was divinely guided, of course, and the 3, 4, 5 here, I feel like this pile is for you if you've been feeling a bit stuck and you didn't know why, feeling a little confused, a little lost, and then things just rapidly start moving forward. This pile is for you. Okay, so what does Spirit have to say to you about this? Because this is a lot. Love your story or create a new one. Oh my goodness, how perfect is that? That is crazy. What a crazy synchro. Okay, so yeah, basically, I'm getting for some of you, you might be in a relationship right now, or they might have been in a relationship, and it's kind of like you both kind of just knew intuitively, instinctually, like, I gotta end this relationship with this person right now and come into this new relationship with the other person. Like, that's how drastic things are changing in your life. Like, it's that drastic of a change. And if it's not that, if one or both of you are not currently in a relationship, I feel like it might be like, and I feel like both of you are not that kind of person that would like end a relationship abruptly, not give it a chance, and not, be fair and like let it play out. And even if you did, like, immediately enter a new relationship, like, that's not you. And that's not them either. So the fact that if one or both of you had to do that in order for this connection to come together, like, it's really, it means something, Okay, so love your story or create a new one. I do feel like, okay, so if it's not your love life that's changing, I feel like it's something big. Like, you're changing your career, your job, your lifestyle, where you live. Like, it's a huge drastic change that is happening with this person, and it's just kind of like immediate. Like, you might be thinking while listening to this reading that, like, hey, like, even if like drastic changes are happening, like, I might take my time to like enter into a new relationship or enter into this new phase of life. But I'm getting from spirit, like, it's like there's nothing really you can do. Like, things are just gonna start like happening really quickly. The only thing that is like really like your choice here is the red pill, blue pill. Like, kind of like, do you want to stay in this reality, or do you want to create a whole new one where you're so like, it's like so true to authentic to who you are. And I feel like a lot of you pick the red pill, right? So it's just kind of like everything comes crashing and burning, and you're here like freaking Neo trying to figure out what's up from down. And so that's why it's kind of like, oh, like if you choose the red pill, if you choose this new life, that's like where your free will ends, and then like everything just kind of like is going to be kind of a lot after that. And it's like you can't really, there's no way around it. Like, it's just gonna be a lot, you know. And it's gonna be fun for a lot of you and kind of tiring for some of you, but others of you are gonna thrive in that energy. Like, you were born for this. Okay, and do they have anything to say about what will be happening soon? My heart is safe with you. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like immediately, especially with this Emperor energy, like they feel like, yeah, this is the person I'm going to be with for the rest of my life, and that I'm going to do everything for. My reason for living, my reason, like, for everything. So it's like it's an immediate feeling of this is the person, and I feel like you kind of have this is goes both ways. Both of you kind of have this immediate feeling of this is the one, we have to, like, you know, start this new life immediately. You guys get guided a lot because of the 333, like your spirit guide, spirit team, and like ascended masters, higher vibrational benevolent beings and archangels and all that are surrounding you to kind of help you usher in this new chapter, if that's what you choose. You, like, you know, you got to remember, both of you still have free will at this point. So you both, like, you know, choose this life together, and it starts immediately. There's a strong bond immediately. This is a very, very like divine counterpart relationship and connection where you two are kind of meant to do a lot together in this lifetime. And I think that's kind of what's like so like shocking, I feel like, to both of you, because like so many doors, pathways, opportunities open themselves up to you that it's kind of like, wow, like you're gonna be amazed with like how much you have to do in this lifetime and how much there's left to do and how much you never kind of really saw before that was like applicable to you, like was like doable, or like, you know, you're like, this is not even possible in my life anymore, you know, maybe if I was younger or something like that, or who would know it, I had all this opportunity to do all this. And I do feel like there's a change in time, like you relate to time differently, both of you do, and so it feels like kind of like, I don't know, you're like on this other, you know, other path. I was like, what's the opposite of like something like subhuman, but it's like parahuman. Like you're still human, but you're a little bit more. So it's like, I don't know, the way that you relate to reality is different or something like that. And your life is completely transformed. And both of you kind of use each other as like your grounding point. You know immediately like that your heart is safe with each other, and you're both off to the races, like doing all these incredible things. And this connection forms so fast. It's like, it feels so right. It feels so good. It feels so precious and divine and strong right off the bat. But it feels like both of you are kind of, it's kind of like you're married, and then you get to kind of have all, like, you get to learn about each other more and grow your bond even stronger, even though it's strong right off the bat, while you have these experiences and these adventures together. Does that make sense? All right, so pile 5. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, I really appreciate it, like or comment. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light.